Looks like my record button's taking a moment. Whatevs. Moving on. So let's tell you Mouse in the House today. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen a rodent before. That's nothing new. This is Minnesota. In fact, any place you live, there's going to be rodents. I grew up on a farm, as you know from other stories. So mice were definitely part of the deal. You just got used to it. It was just part of life. When you have a trailer that's right next to a cornfield, you're going to have mice. My parents did a pretty good job of keeping the house, sealed up so we didn't have a big rodent problem. But this story is about a day that we did have a major rodent problem. So it's morning. We're all trying to get ready for school. I'm in eighth grade, and I know I'm in eighth grade because I am in the bathroom trying to spray and curl my hair into a big poof. That was the look back then in home. And so I'm trying to do that. I think I was trying to put on blue eyeshadow too. Just beautiful. There's only two people in our household who are morning people, and that's T-Rav and my mother. The rest of us just kind of lumber out of our dens like bears and growl for a good hour. And we weren't wise enough then to get up earlier. Who's going to do that? No, no, no. So every morning it was a stressful just run trying to get everybody on the bus on time because none of my parents and no one on the farm was going to drive you if you missed. So it was a stressful kind of situation anyway. And then enter my cat, also known as Panther, also known as Darkness, just a delightfully evil little creature. She decided that morning to do what she often did, which was bring us food. You know how cats are. They bring you like half a dead snake and look at you proudly, like, look, I've provided. I love you. And that was certainly one of the things she would do. She would often leave her kills like in the pathway to the bus, like, behold, I have vanquished the rat. Look upon it. This morning, she brought a mouse, and not just any mouse, a live mouse. We found out later that my brother Eric did see when he let her in that she had a mouse, but he figured, because that's Eric. That's his thought process. Just see how this goes. So she came in, promptly dropped the mouse, and then looked at all of us like, breakfast? Get to hunting? Come on, I'm supposed to teach you. I'm a mama. That's what I do. We definitely disappointed her in that. We like I said, we're used to seeing mice, but it was just the stressful situation. It was morning. I don't remember who screamed first, but it's like it caught. Everyone was screaming, everyone was yelling, everyone was running all at once. It was nuts. Hairspray was everywhere because at one point I had sprayed so much stressfully that it got stuck. So just reeked of hairspray. And the cat the whole time just looked irked. She looked annoyed, like, y'all are rude. I brought you food and you're just running? Ugh, you're horrible cats. We got really freaked out when two things happened almost simultaneously. One, the mouse ran straight for what we called Eric's nest. Eric decided he didn't want to sleep in his bunk bed. He wanted to just use that for storage. So what he had done was he took a lot of his clothes and literally made like a big bird nest in the corner of the boys' room. All our efforts to get rid of this thing, useless. Eric's very stubborn. So the mouse ran for the nest, and we're like, oh God, we'll never find it in that thing. And mom looked at the clock and goes, oh God, 5 minutes to the bus, 5 minutes to the bus. So Travie and I were the closest to the nest. So we take off. This was back when I could run. So we took off to the nest. Travie starts grabbing, because it beat us, of course. Travis starts grabbing stuff in the nest and doing this to try and find it. And at one point he flings this shirt and the mouse comes flying at my face. I don't know if you've encountered a high velocity rodent, but you learn a lot about yourself in that moment. Is it fight, flight, or freeze? For me, it was fight. I literally went bam and hit the mouse. It went flying past Travis, went and dove. And then it disappeared. We could not find it. At this point, the bus was rounding the corner, so mom's like, move, move, move. It was like she was dealing with troops every day. She would yell at us like a drill sergeant, and I don't blame her. So that day, we were all thinking about it. I know we were, because on the bus home, we all checked in where do you think the mouse ended up? We should go find it. So we got home and we did something very rare for us at that age. We cleaned like little maniacs because we were trying to find this thing. Couldn't find it. Until a couple weeks later, this is how this story ends, there was a cold snap and we found the mouse. Oh boy, did we find it. I also don't know if you've smelled burnt mouse, and it's not a great smell. What had happened was it clearly got into the furnace system, probably through one of the registers. Mice can flatten their skull bones so they can get into smaller things. Fun fact my grandpa told me. So it clearly had gotten into the furnace and had expired. So not a fun smell. Dad eventually had to hire someone to go through the furnace system and find this mouse and get rid of it. So that was Mouse in the House. And my brothers and I still kind of chuckle about it every so often because just another instance of crazy childhood, good times.